So I'm about an hour and a half into my hike, going up on the Fawn Pass Trail, and it's a pretty wet, rainy day, but it's pretty magnificent scenery. I have this whole valley seemingly all to myself. I've seen a couple of bull moose, and keeping my awareness about me. Well, as I'm hiking along, I'm staying very alert, and since I'm in bear country, I'm yelling a lot of "Hey bear!" every 30 seconds or so. In any spots like this where I have limited visibility, I'll yell again, "Hey bear!" if we want to stay alert. Also, every once in a while I like to look behind me. Probably not too much of a concern, but I am very much aware that I am not on the top of the food chain while hiking in the greater Yellowstone area. The other thing to keep in mind when hiking in bear country like this is you want to have your pepper spray handy. I've got mine here on the right side, attached to my backpack here. I even have a little strap off the top so I can get to it quickly. So it's pretty stark looking at the old burn area here. I'm guessing these are from the big fires in 1988. They're still there. Well, along the route is a patrol cabin. I'm not going to say exactly where it is because I'm sure the rangers don't want just random people coming. But it looks like it does get used occasionally. Solar panel, the radio tower on there, and complete with an outhouse, which came in quite handy. Well, it does look like it gets used by other animals besides people. I don't know what kind of plant this is, but it's pretty annoying. Makes me kind of wish I had gators. Had a few rain squalls and some distant thunder. Luckily it didn't seem to get too close. And over here we have a nice view of Fawn Lake, which means I am not too far from my camp spot. And here we are, campsite 1F2, right across from Fawn Lake. Well, here the trail crosses the Gardner River, although here it's more like a creek than a river. This time of year anyway, pretty straightforward. A little below the knees, not too fast moving. And then it continues on. Well, it's quite a nice view up here. Off in the distance there is Bunsen Peak, which I climbed with the family a few years back. It's cool to see that. And there's some kind of hawk flying around. You can see that or not. And off in the distance there is Swan Lake. Unfortunately, you can see the road here, but they're down there. And I'm up here. And I'm here at the trail junction where the Fawn Pass Trail ends. A little more activity out here. There's even a power line here, which I wasn't expecting. And I see some hikers off there in the distance. Saw 3 rangers hiking up to the patrol cabin up there. They were doing an invasive species study. And we saw a through hiker doing the Continental Divide. He's from Israel. And some more horseback riders up there. I've been keeping an eye on the trail to see what kind of tracks I see. Mostly I've been seeing horse hooves. But here I'm really excited to see, it's obviously a wolf track. Quite large, probably about 3 inches across. Maybe I'll hear some tonight. See Electric Peak coming into view. Looked quite menacing this morning, enshrouded in clouds. Looking a little less so right now. And fingers crossed that the weather will be nice tomorrow. Feel look carefully, sometimes you can see places where the bear has clawed into a tree. Roar. Well, here I am at Sportsman's Lake Pass, and this is kind of what the weather's looking like. I was hoping to make an attempt on Electric Peak. It's only left from 9, so I can give it some time here. We'll see what the weather does. Right now, the peak is totally in clouds. On my way toward the top, over the summit of Electric Peak. There it is off in the distance. It's pretty far away, but looks like pretty straightforward travel, at least for the initial part. And the summit looking a little bit closer now. We've got to wonder what that last scrambly part's going to be like. Hopefully not too difficult. Seeing some animals off in the distance. I'm guessing they're sheep. I've been seeing their tracks for a while. Probably not too visible in the video here, but you might be able to see them moving away. They obviously see me. Well, definitely feeling the altitude. Over 10,000 feet now. About an hour from the pass. It's a pretty long ridge. A little bit more than I bargained for, actually. But I think I'm over halfway. We'll see what that summit ridge is like. Wow. A bunch of ravens up here. What do you suppose they're doing up here? Guess they like summits too. A lot of loose talus in here. Not really dangerous, but it's kind of loose. Just gotta watch your step. See, there's a little bit of a path. It's actually pretty gnarly. I'm hoping I find a better route back than going through all that. Well, there's the summit ridge. Looks a little gnarly, but possibly doable, a little scrambly. Go over and find out. I made it to the summit of Electric Peak. So, the pass. Pretty long, involved climb, I'd have to say. I'd give it an overall Class 2 rating, with a little Class 3 sprinkled in. You can see some of the terrain out there. There's no shade. Definitely not for the faint of heart, but glad to be here. And luckily the wind has died down a little bit. It's pretty windy there for a while, which was a little unnerving. This morning, on day 5, I'm just sipping my coffee and enjoying this amazing view. I heard of elk here this morning, romping around in the field and in the lake over here. Another view of Fan Creek Valley. Quite beautiful. Here's the trailhead sign warning about bears and how to be prepared, and backcountry regulations. And here is the overview map, starting at the Fawn Pass trailhead. This is where I went the first day. Camped here along the Gallatin River, and then on over Fawn Creek Pass, down the other side, and stayed at F12, and then around, and 1G3, and up towards Sportsman's Lake to the pass, and climb up to Electric Peak back. It's a pretty stout climb, I would say. And then down to Sportsman's Lake. It's quite beautiful. And then today I hiked out. I had a camp spot here at WC3, but I was there around noon, so I just hiked the rest of the way out, doing my 5-day trip.